Hey, how's everyone doing today? I'm working on a old Athearn blue box that I picked up new in box, and like the older Bachmann Spectrums, I like to find the Athearn blue boxes because they can be had for a super good deal. I picked up this one for $25, new in box. That's 25 Canadian dollars, and I already put the metal grab railings on it. And that's what I love about these old blue boxes. They got metal grab railings, and they're absolutely fantastic. And I mean, you need a little bit of patience to put them on, but they're not that bad. And I love them because they're so straight. Like you take your time and get them on nice and good, and get them all straight in a line. They're perfect. And then you just use like a small pair of pliers, this just to pinch those little parts there together. I mean, you're not going to pinch them with these, but a small pair of pliers, pinch them together, and they're nice and tight. They're not going to flop around and move. They're going to be nice and sturdy. So right now what I'm doing, I'm just getting the railings prepped up for paint. I mean, even though the locomotive's new in box, it's still old. So I mean, there is a little bit of surface rust. So I'm just using some of my little Dremel pieces to sand off the little bit of rust that's on some of the railings, just to prep it up for some paint. So basically I'll just slightly go over the railings. Nothing too crazy. You don't gotta push hard on it or anything. It's just really light surface rust. I don't even think the camera's really gonna pick it up. But let's see here. Sometimes it's hard to see if the angle's good because I can't see what the video's picking up with the phone turned the other way. So I mean, I got a bit of corrosion on this front pilot one here. So I'm just gently gonna scrape it off. And it's coming off pretty good, right? And I got my smaller Dremel piece here. I'll just get right in between there. And the little bit of surface corrosion is coming on. But this is very common over the years, because like I say, this locomotive's pretty old. It's probably early to mid 90s. So I mean, we're in 2023 now, so I mean, they're getting up there. And to get it, it was a runner as soon as I got it out of the box. But the gears, the axle gears, they were all cracked, which is pretty common. But I actually buy my replacement axle gears off Wish. I get 12 axle gears for $5 Canadian. So it's a really good deal, and I never had an issue with them yet. I got them in a bag here somewhere. I'll grab them here in a bit so you can see what they look like. So yeah, I'm just cleaning off a bit of the surface rust to get it prepped for paint. I'm gonna have to look at some pictures on Google there to see what colors the railings have to be for this particular Santa Fe. I think it's called I think people call it the Kodachrome paint scheme, if I'm correct. I could be very wrong about that. I'm fairly new in the hobby, so I don't know the proper names for all the color schemes yet. So yeah, just gently getting the corrosion off the railings. It is not difficult. Just a little bit of patience, and you don't even gotta push that hard at all. But the camera might pick it up there. It's coming pretty clean. I just gotta get in the angle there. Get it in there. And then the surface rust will slowly come off. And then it'll be ready for some paint. So I know yellow is gonna be one of the main colors on the railings. I got plenty of yellow. And I mentioned in one of my previous videos too, I prefer to use acrylic because if you do make a mistake, it's not difficult to clean it. Acrylic is very easy to work with. And then when you're done painting, you just you put clear coat of your choosing on there, whether you want matte, satin, or gloss. That's all up to your preference. I don't have any matte at the moment. I just have satin and gloss. but they look really good. They're perfectly fine. So yeah, these metal grab rails, they didn't have a whole lot of corrosion. So just working at it anyway. And then I'll make another video with some of the paint I'm doing to it. But just a little bit of time of patience. Don't get frustrated with it. Frustrated, sorry. I can't speak perfectly all the time. Wish I could, but sometimes I get tongue-tied. Oh yeah, that's coming out really good. There was just a tiny bit of surface corrosion, but it's working out. I accidentally broke one of the railings here when I was installing it, but it came with lots of extras, so I wasn't too worried. It's just really hard for me to get that little extra piece off, so it's kind of there for now. It's not really bugging me a whole lot. Oh yeah, so I didn't even mention this particular locomotive. It is a SD-40, not a -2, just a regular SD-40, made by the Electromotive Division, which is owned by General Motors. And just a little bit. Yeah, there's not a whole lot of surface corrosion. Just a little bit. Not hard to get rid of. All is going pretty good here. Oh yeah, that's working out really good. And I'll see if I can find my axle gears I was talking about. I got a baggie here. And yeah, there we go. They even come in a little container. But yeah, I buy these off Wish, and I've never had an issue with them. So the older Athearns and Proto 2000s, these will work with perfectly. They're great. Excellent little axle gears. And they're like I say, you get 12. Well, this was a bigger pack I bought, but you can get 12 for $5 Canadian. And that's a heck of a lot more affordable than buying the actual Athearn ones. And I haven't had any reliability issues with the ones from Wish. And what I'm going to do with this locomotive too, I'm not a big fan of this, but it has the molded in little tiny grab rails. I'm not a big fan of that, but I mean, I can look past it. So I'm just gonna make my own grab rails. And what I do to make them is I just take the metal out of twist ties, and they work absolutely phenomenal. Just a little tiny bit of measuring and cutting, and you're good to go. But yeah, I just wanted to share my little prep here, just getting some of the surface rust off the railings before I paint it. And I'm excited to get the yellow on the railings. I think it's going to look really, really nice. It's going to be all kinds of nice. And I love finding good deals on these old locomotives. I mean, literally, like, you know, what can you get for $25 anymore, right? So if I see a deal up like that, I'll jump on it. And then it gives me another project to work on too, because I love models. I love building models. I mean, when I was a bit younger, I used to like doing model cars and airplanes. But I mean, I got into the locomotives because I mean, you can do things with them afterwards. I mean, you get to play with them, which is awesome. I mean, you can't really play with model cars and airplanes because they're just going to break. But you get to do things with these afterwards, and it works for me. It's absolutely, I love this hobby. It's absolutely phenomenal. But I'll continue working on this locomotive and get it all prepped up for paint, and then I'll get another little video going with me doing some paint on the railings. But everyone take care, have an excellent day, and I'll have another video here soon.